I'd like to apologize.
What are you apologizing for?
I'd like to apologize to the viewers at home for this beard that
I like the beard. Well, you don't like it, so I don't love it.
I'm trying to have a beard. I've never had a beard, and then I noticed I just kind of let it grow, and I was like, oh, let's just see if we can get a beard. And it just looks like I glued pubes to my face. So, but I'm holding out for. I'm like, we'll just see. Maybe
you're just gonna see. Maybe it's gonna get really long. Yeah. Here's what I want to do, because you've asked if you're gonna shave it multiple times. You're like, I'll just shave it. I'll just shave it. I'll just shave it. I think we should dye it first. Either one, tinted dark. Because a lot of it's blonde. You got blonde beard hairs in there. We can dye it so it looks lustrous and beautiful. A lot of men dye their beards. It's a secret of the beauty industry. And if you hate it, we'll just shave it off.
Yeah. But what if then there's dye on my face and it looks like I painted a beard on?
No, you won't look like you painted a beard on. You still have hair. That would look really lame.
My dad just it's a Western beard because it has wide open spaces.
Oh, God.
That's what he said.
I know it's what he said.
But anyways, I do want to apologize for the people at home going, what is this beard that he's trying?
Yeah, I think it's so
nice. I
know
know it's weird, but we're just leaning in.
Look, that's your 2023. Yeah, you're going to be the year of the beard. The year of the beard. Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying genuinely, we've gotten a countless amounts of messages and everything. The actor, Jeremy Renner, was in a pretty horrible snowplow accident, and he had to be airlifted. Yeah. And he was in, the last I checked, we're filming this on Monday or Sunday, I don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
The last I checked, he was in critical but stable condition.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very interesting world in which I woke up to probably 50 messages asking how Frankenstein is, because as you know, we've been that insane bit of Frankenstein dating actor Jeremy Renner, and we could have never foreseen this. Yeah. So I just kept messaging people she's obviously she's devastated. She's beside herself. She's asking everyone to.
Please, Dado. Oh, no. Please. Jeremy, I need to say something.
No, Jenny. She's asking everyone to send their obvious well wishes. And send your energy. And I also was that's a weird world in which I'm genuinely very, not that I wouldn't be concerned before, but I'm very invested.
You don't want to make jokes,
okay,
but also it's an insane snow plowing accident.
That's insane.
And then I was like, it said he'll be fine, and then it's now he's going in for another operation. So it's hopefully, obviously, for Frank's sake, for Jeremy's sake.
Hopefully he's okay.
It's a hard time here at the house.
Yeah.
Frank is
send him. Honestly, I was it's a weird position to be in where this is my dog's fake boyfriend that we've done as a bit, but send him love and light and any kind of energy that you can, because that's not fun for anyone, especially in the holidays, and that's horrible. And I just hope he's okay. And obviously Frank does as well. Yes. I was so many messages where everyone's how's Frank? And I was also, how's Jeremy Renner? Because he's real. But
also out of all of the celebs, I mean, all of the small world. Anything can happen to anyone. And
send your love and light to Jeremy Renner. We're sending our love, our light, our prayers to Jeremy Renner. Yes. Frank is devastated.
She's devastated.
She's beside herself.
It's okay. Jeremy's gonna pull through.
He's got the best people working on him.
Yeah.
He's honestly, I think he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm not too worried.
If you knew him at all, you'd know he's gonna pull through this.
He's a superhero.
For crime's sake.
But I felt I had to say.
Yes, of course.
Jeremy Renner.
Got to address.
We hope that you
pull through, bud.
Pull through.
For
okay.
Frank's sake and for everyone's sake.
For everyone's sake.
Yeah.
Also, we did change locations. Yeah, I'm sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our Christmas is still up. I'm not going to lie.
No.
We could have done a Christmas one again, but that felt a bit much to just be we're still in it, everyone, you know? But yeah, we're changing locations. It seems like a sadder location, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you're starting. Yeah. Well, you're starting to get sad.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm sad. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's all right. I'll be okay, I think. You know what I'm most sad about? I'm going to dive right into my camembert. I'm the most sad about, it's the season of heartbreak where you see all the dead trees on the side of the road. And it makes me so sad every year. So I am going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
Over trees?
It's so sad. They're little Pixar life. And they're so happy to like be a part of your life, and they're like so excited, and then you just throw them out on the side of the road. It's so devastating.
I hate doing it too, but it's so callous. Like it's like they give you this long body bag, tree bag.
They grew for so long,
and then
they grew so long. They tried to be like a special tree for you, and then you like slamp all your stuff on it, and then you just.
You drown it, or you don't. You don't give it any water, and then
oh god, you do. You starve. You suffocate.
You starve it while you celebrate, and then literally like the day after, it's like all right, and then people just drag it out. Throw it on the side of the road.
It's a morgue. It's a tree morgue on the side of our road.
You'll just see a guy like dragging it out and just throwing it on the ground and being like, but you, when I do it, you're like talking at it like it was a family member. And you're like, goodbye, Ned. Ned the Noble Fir.
Every year we used to name them. Every year when we have a fake tree now because that's what you do.
Yeah.
So you don't get heartbroken every year.
Yeah.
But when we did have real trees, I would name them every year and I would get really attached.
You'd start crying and waving at them and people are looking at me. I'm like, she's fine. And she thinks it's a family member.
I'd be devastated every year when they'd be on the side of the road. And then I couldn't even look at it. I'd be like, I can't even look at them on the side of the road.
I mean, it's totally sad, but like, for me, it's more of like a fire hazard. Like, because when people are throwing these trees out, they're like brittle a lot of the time.
They're like dead.
I remember I was doing a comedy show with my friend Jeff. We were on the same sketch team.
Yeah.
And after the show, we're coming back and we're all like, yeah, like really funny sketch. That butt joke really worked. Like, you know.
Butt jokes always work.
Yeah, he's like, fart
Nailed
joke.
that fart joke.
He's like, maybe next time you'll get a French accent that actually is funny.
Le oui, le butt.
Yeah.
God.
And it's around Christmas time, right after New Year's, and we get back to his car, and I'm not kidding you. It was like it was like an SUV, and it's just on fire.
Wait, the whole car's on fire? The whole car,
like we get back, and it's just on fire, and like literally like a movie, a fireman's like putting it out last minute, and he's like, you parked next to a Christmas tree, and someone threw out a cigarette. Got that thing on fire.
Oh,
and then like handed him like a piece of paper.
Did it, and it like absolutely charred it?
To the frame. Like it was done. like everything was gone except for like that Christmas tree like thing that put the smell in his car. Like that was the only thing like spinning around.
Was that like little tree? Little
Oh
my god.
And then like literally he had like the firefighter handed him like I don't know, like a receipt, basically, like we were here.
Roasted and toasted.
And then he's like, so what do I do with it? And the guy's like, I don't know.
Is that like an act of God? What even is that in car insurance? Oh my God. Okay, so it's a fire hazard. So not only
that's
is it,
why, and now then I'm like never parking by them too, so it's even sadder.
But also now it's heartbreaking. It's devastating to see the love of your life just on the side of the road, dead, without any regard for it at all. And two, it's very dangerous. This is why, and I've been pitching this for years. I've actually also, it's been one of the only things that I've like tried to aggressively produce and like hit a dead end on every single level. Because normally if I want to produce something or if I want to make something happen, I'll like find a way. I'll be like, no, I'm going to rent a church. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
You got to get city council members.
You got to get city council members. Okay.
Tell them what you want to do.
I wanted to have like a tree burn every year where like people come, they bring their old trees.
To the beach.
There's like bonfire things.
Out of the little Christmas tree, make one big Christmas tree.
Big Christmas tree, big bonfire with all your Christmas trees. And much like Burning Man, like if you want to, if it's like at the beginning of the year, which it would be, you can release your intentions. You can burn your intentions as you burn the tree of the past year. You can put your intentions into the new year. I think it'd be good, like on New Year's Eve. That's what I'm saying.
Burn
or
it and
the next day, or like New Year's Day tree burn. I've been trying so hard.
I know.
I looked at like
called
fun. People with different land that I was like, hey, I want to have this like festival.
We should do it on our friend's Garrett's property.
Ooh, he would actually be down. That's a good idea.
That'd be
fun.
I
called like 4 different people with like really a ton of land, and I was like, hey, I just want to rent this for this like bonfire. And they're like, that's a fucking fire hazard. And I was like, that makes sense. But I like that. And then I looked at Malibu, and you can't burn trees in the like because it's only a bonfire. And I'm like, no, you can't burn trees,
ma'am. You cannot burn your Christmas tree here.
You can't.
Imagine us just bringing one Christmas tree and putting it in like a bonfire, soaking it, and then being like, goodbye tree.
And then I was like, well, okay, I could do it like in someone's backyard. And I was like, I don't know anyone that would let me bring like 100 Christmas trees to burn
you'd
in
have
their
to like
backyard.
chop it up, which is aggressive. I want to do the whole thing.
No, I want to be a giant bonfire. And then again,
I love it.
Take your intentions, put them in the fire. Like, let's all talk about it. It'll be spiritual. It'll be like releasing. It'll be beautiful.
I agree, because when I was younger, that was the saddest part. It's like, because it was like a family memory. Sometimes, like, we didn't have a Christmas tree every year because, Jewish. But like, we had a Hanukkah bush, and like sometimes.
What's a Hanukkah bush look like?
It's like a Christmas tree. But
it's just
a Christmas tree with blue and white lights. And so we would get it. But one year we went and we cut down the tree on the on the farm, and it was awesome.
It's a dream.
But then it's like you grow attached and you don't want to kill it or let it go. But like, I think when I was at Burning Man and they burn, what they do there is the first, obviously there's a party, but there's like this temple area where it's like a lot of people go and, let go of things or try and work through stuff. It's a much more somber kind of like meditative space.
Spiritual, releasing
and on
energy.
The last day they burn it, and then that's when you really feel this release of like, okay, I can let that person go. Or like,
when we went, it was the year Robin Williams had passed
away,
and that was one of those things that I think that'll be a core memory for me for the rest of my life, because we walked into that temple and you saw how much he actually meant to people.
To just random people, not comedians, just burning people.
Yeah. And it was like so many people had written love letters to him and poems and his pictures, and like, you're the father I never had, and like, I mean, so
and thank
beautiful,
you for
and
the
thank
laughs.
you, and that was, I didn't expect it to be that much, but I was like, wow, that guy meant so much to so many people, not just me, obviously, but
I didn't expect it to work so much because of like, I'm like, stupid, dumb stuff, spirits and feelings, but like, I wrote my grandma on there, and I wrote, I had a very toxic ex that I was like kind of going back and forth with, and I was like, I'm releasing you.
Yes.
And when it burned, I'm not kidding you, it worked for like, maybe it was mental.
No, but it feels
the fire
like a release.
Is so powerful. I've never felt fire that, like, they have firemen around, mind you. It's not
no,
just,
but it's like a huge
so
building. It's like, that's one thing you don't think about. It's a massive building.
Yeah, and you feel the fire so much that I'm saying it made me like,
oh yeah, it probably takes you back to some epigenetic journey of like caveman, fire, yada yada.
And also how scary and it's bigger than you sometimes. And
so humbling.
I love the idea of ending the Christmas season with that, releasing all of the tension of the family, but also remembering the good times. Yeah. And then putting a solid vid on Instagram, feeding that gram.
You're not going to take my tree burn and feed the gram with it. Yeah. No phones. Yeah. One phone. Yeah. 12 pictures. Different frames. No, then I'll put it out. You're right. I'm going to put it into the universe.
We're doing this.
If you live in the Los Angeles area and you have a plot of land, congratulations.
Nice.
Because, wow, that's pretty cool. 2, would you mind if me and like 100 of my closest friends...
100, I want to say 1,000.
Start small. Otherwise, it gets so shitty. Because then weird people come and they're like,
listen, Bon Jovi's going to be playing.
Bon Jovi's going to be playing. And I'm like, no, this is my tree burn. I didn't want it to be that. And then it's going to be like really weird. And a bunch of girls are going to show up with their like glitter. And guys are going to have weird hats on. I don't love it. I'm saying I want it to be very like... just organic. Me, if you live in the Los Angeles area and you either work for the city and know how to do this, or if you have a plot of land that you wouldn't mind me burning like 100 trees.
Yeah, I like a beach burn, personally.
Personally, I think it's safest to beach burn, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
And how did Los Angeles burn to the ground? Christmas tree burn.
She had the best of intentions.
Yeah. It's gonna
she really thought it'd be pretty cool.
So what's this version of Christmas Carol? It's pretty dark.
That's how it started. It started apocalyptically.
I like it.
No,
either way, we're getting a good movie out of it.
That's
the tree burn. Yeah. Trademark.
I'm putting that into the universe. I want next year. I'm gonna have the tree burn. Yeah. If you guys are excited about it, right?
Yeah. I would love this.
If you're like a spiritual person and you know what to do to properly put like things into the universe and burn them properly.
It would
Please
smell.
let
It
me
could
know.
smell good. I think.
Oh my God, it would smell so good.
Yeah.
And then it would just be like, just again that huge fire, and it just feeling like it's cleansing you like a giant sagebrush.
I don't think you need to sell it anymore. I think everyone is listening to this going, yes.
Okay, good. I love this.
Yeah.
I just now I have to. Again, this is one of the only things in my life that I've actively tried to like make happen and call
when we get it done,
tried to get like and I was like, I need a permit for a bonfire, and then the lady was like, how big? And I was like, pretty big. And she was like, ma'am, you don't have land, you can't do that.
I think when we get our first one going, I think Jeremy Renner should honorarily light the first have the first lighting.
It would be my dream.
Yeah, because he's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be okay.
Be there.
Yes.
And it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah,
together.
I can't wait. It's gonna be magical.
I love this.
I am too.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
It's a great
really
idea.
do.
And it's good for the environment, and no one's losing any Kias.
No one's losing. Is that what the
fire
was that burned up?
Yeah,
was it Kia?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to be like, park far away. You're right. A beach burn is probably the proper way to do it. But I will say that's a pretty good thing to put out into the universe.
I love that.
I'm gonna manifest that. I'm gonna make it happen. I think everyone would do that.
Your manifestations.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
That's okay. That's my fun. Should
nice.
I dive
yeah,
hop
in.
Yeah. Do you think I should dive into that?
I think you should.
So I was saying last year I did get some flack because people were like, I like New Year's resolutions and I think this, and I'm like, I totally get it. I do. Yeah. And then I did realize that I think I do actually do New Year's resolutions. I think I do them pretty but mine are a little bit different.
They're just we just didn't like the pressure of having to have like a commercialized resolution.
Wow, you're right. The corporate New Year's resolution.
It's like it's
the capitalistic pull
less of like
a resolution.
It's something that you actually want to do, and it doesn't have to. And you don't have to tell people, because if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
This year I was very fondue. I'll put my fondue into the world, because part of my New Year's resolution is to like really live a lot more in gratitude. I was looking through photos and stuff. Like I said in last week, I was talking about how I am kind of like, I think everyone suffers from being hard on themselves. I don't know anyone that's like killing it.
I know a few, but they're
disillusioned.
Yeah,
of
usually
course.
narcissistic.
I'm always like very impressed though. Whenever anyone's like, I'm doing great.
Whenever I see that, I get so jealous. I'm like, I'm like,
yeah.
It's either they're very narcissistic or they're the type of people that are like the golden retrievers of the world.
Sure.
Like they're just like, yeah.
Crazy about war, right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
and I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, love it.
And I want it.
So proud of it.
Yeah.
It's never been me.
Yeah.
But really cool that you can go there, guys.
Is there like a theme song in your head all the time?
All the time.
Yeah, there is.
Do you not look at anything else in the world going on?
I see beauty in everything.
Good for you. Good for you.
So you're going to be...
No, I was saying like I wanted to live more like... living more in gratitude. It's not like a New Year's resolution in the sense of like, I'm going to lose 85 pounds by April 1st.
Yeah.
It's more along the lines of like, I realized that last year I was starting to do that more, of just being very grateful for the life that I'm living. And one of the really fun paradigm shifts was like, if I'm sitting at a DMV on this, it's like, oh, this is the first time I've ever been at the DMV on October 1st of 2022. Yeah. Like, how fun. What a fun way to look at that. And what a fun way to look at the opportunities that we've been given, what we've been able to do with our life, and how fun it is to like do all these things. And one of my biggest gratitudes so far in the 2 days of the new year has been like, we had friends over for New Year's Eve, and it was like a small little crew, but it was the sweetest, most gentle little New Year's. Like we even were teasing about how it was like, cheese plates and bean soup, and like we had a white elephant gift exchange that was like really very like nice. No one fought. Everyone was like, I'd like to have that, and they're like, you should have that.
You should have that. Yeah, totally.
So gentle and kind, and I was
the white elephant was so too much like. No one stole anything.
Oh, they stole, but then it would be like, you should have it, though.
You should have it.
It looks better on you.
I'm just going to get another one tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I'll buy that tomorrow. Oh, all right.
Okay. So it was like a 5-minute game because everyone just was
chilling. But everyone was like truly the nicest. It was so sweet. It was a very like wonderful way to ring in the new year with just like people that you love. And I realized I was like, oh, I'm so grateful that I have like, 10, 12 friends that I just was like, great.
Yeah.
We're just snuggling all together and we're just eating cheese and bean soup. And even like the clock went off and we're like, oh yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah, nice to not have to like go be at work or like, because I remember when I was like waiting
oh my
tables.
God, me too.
And like literally like at the Grand Lux and like it's about to be midnight, so they're like pouring champagne glasses. Like, take these to the guests, and they're all like having the best time ever. And you're just like,
I'm in hell. I remember that, and you're just like, I'm gonna have to.
It's nice to just
kiss David in the back, and that's just gonna be weird, but I'm still gonna do it. Oh yeah,
I never did.
New Year's kiss. You're supposed to.
Yeah, but like if you don't have someone, you don't let David the busser kiss you.
Yes, you do, Cheddar, because that's the whole thing.
What? No, I just was like, damn, I don't have. I'll kiss my hand.
That
I
is the
kiss
difference.
My hand sometimes.
That's the difference. That's the difference between you and me. Is your hand kissing, and I'm letting David. I'm like smooching on up, Davey boy.
Wow.
Well, also everyone knows that if you don't kiss someone on New Year's Eve, you don't get good kisses all through New Year's. That's the thing. You're doing the kiss on New Year's Eve, so you get more. You don't kiss. You're not a big kisser.
I just think it's weird.
Yeah, we've gone through this
think
before.
It's weird.
What, like that people touch mouths?
It's like, what other animals are like just putting their mouths on each other?
Delman, we're not animals.
Yes, we are.
Well, I mean, sure, but also it releases like oxytocin, dopamine.
It makes me feel insecure, like I'm back in 7th grade. That's just because you were
raised really weird.
We don't hug, we just shake hands. My family.
I know. At Thanksgiving, your dad was like,
well.
Your dad was like, my kids aren't huggers. And I was like, because you didn't hug them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's bad. We don't need to go deep.
I know. We don't need to go. But I'm just saying that.
I love you.
No, for those that can't see, Delman just shook my hand and said, I love you.
At least you got and I love you.
Look, all I'm saying is everyone knows you got to kiss on New Year's to get more kisses throughout the new year. That's
did we kiss? I know I was kissing Frank for a lot.
Do you not remember us kissing? Frank's like,
yeah, baby, give it to me.
That's right, baby.
Smooch it on the lips.
It was nice. It was very nice.
We kissed on New Year's.
Yeah, I know.
Did you remember it?
I do.
I think it's weird.
Yeah. No, it was nice.
No, I'm just saying. So yeah, in the past, of course, you're gonna let David the busser kiss you.
That's awesome.
Look,
and lucky David.
He was a nice guy.
That's great.
You gotta kiss someone on New Year's. That's just a fact.
I just didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
We've been kissing on New Year's for about 10 years now.
No.
Just a pack.
Hey, don't get too crazy. It's New Year's.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love that.
But I will say that was my fondue. My fondue thing was just like that. I was grateful that I had friends and I rang in the new year with gratitude. I will say a very funny. It was raining in LA, as it has been for the last 4 days, which doesn't sound like that cool to anyone else, but for us, it's a huge novelty. And so our friends were very kind and left their shoes outside on our doorstep.
Yeah.
And we woke up the next morning and so multiple pairs of the shoes were a lot of the shoes were there except for one pair, the best pair, and those were definitely stolen in the middle of the night.
Along with like one of our neighbors was like, did someone steal my Tide Pods? And so that's it.
Something else were stolen in the middle of the night, and whoever has them, I hope you enjoy them.
But also, like, I love the, like, oh, nice. These are sweet Nikes. I'm definitely going to take these. And they went in there, and there was other detergents. There were clothes in there. Like, I don't need any clothes. These Tide Pods, I'm about to get wild.
Yeah, and Tide Pods and Nikes were stolen.
Inhale some Tide Pods.
And look. One thing I will say is I was like, that's a testament to our friends that Cyrus is the guy that got his shoes stolen. Yeah. And Cyrus literally, we were like, oh my God, we're so sorry that your shoes got stolen. He was like, all right. Like,
he's just walking around without shoes.
He could not care less. He was like, that sucks. Yeah. All right, I'll go get new shoes. And I was like, wow, we have good friends that they were just like,
No, because, we've been around some people that would literally, like, ruin the day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, like, why my shoes?
But we literally were like, oh, yeah. And he was like, yeah, well, obviously they needed them. And I was like, you're right. Obviously they did.
Why my shoes?
But why mine?
Yeah.
But, so, wild night.
It was great.
Shoes stolen. I think that's a good sign. A sign of good luck, though, right?
I don't know.
Shoes stolen in the new year.
But it was funny too though, because I went with him to like the place when he got the new shoes.
He got new shoes the same day.
And he was literally like, my shoes were stolen last night. And the lady's looking at him like, wild night. And he's like, not really. No, someone just stole them. Like,
a really soft cheese plate.
Yeah.
Ringing in the new year with
like,
a card
I'm sure
game.
she's like ready to hear some like, oh, you were so drunk you came home without your shoes
For
on?
sure.
No.
My friends have a nice rug and I left it outside.
Turns out I'm a
rain.
size 11, which is a common size for a lot of men.
Yeah, you're getting older when like it's not a wild night because of anything other than like, well, the rain. I didn't want to bring it in.
Christmas tree caught my key on fire and someone took my shoes. But besides that, I'm in a pretty good mood. I'm practicing gratitude this year. Intention is exactly like what I want to work on too.
Is that your New Year's resolution?
Yeah, I think so. Is just to do what I want and don't hold myself back. Like I think
That's a good way of putting it.
A lot of the times I see my friends get stuck in this cycle of like, here's my idea, and then they just talk themselves out of it,
sure.
and then, or it morphs, and then they never actually do anything.
Sure.
And I've been caught in that a million times. So it's like if I just start doing something, and knowing I'm going to figure it out, but not doing too much, because that's normally my problem. I'm going to start the podcast. I'm going to start this. I'm going to start this. I'm going to do this and this and this.
I'm writing
and then
this and doing this and producing this. And
or I just get burned out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this going. And then like a plate. I'm spinning a plate right now if you're watching.
I was wondering what that was. I was like, what
so
the hell
I'm
is he?
spinning.
I thought it was a lasso. I was like, why is he lassoing it?
Work. So I'm going to get this plate spinning, and now that it's going and it's working, then we're going to start doing other stuff. And I'm very excited about these things, and I'm just going to focus on one thing at a time and not beat myself up about it, but
that
be
is
intention.
The hard part of like
doing the work.
Not being like, oh, you didn't do this. It's like, don't, as they say, don't should on yourself. You should have done this. You should have done that. Like,
or comparing myself, because I'm not on other people's journey. I'm on my own journey.
Hey, that's so true. You're on your own journey.
So I'm excited for that. Can I tell you something I am that I can't bear though? Okay, so Duolingo, I don't know if anyone is on this app. It's an app to learn another language for if you fantasize about living somewhere.
For the 4% of people that don't know what Duolingo is.
Some people don't know.
You're right.
And for those people, I'm explaining.
The Duolingo app is an app in which you can learn.
It's where you learn how to say sentences you will never use in real life. But at least.
Can I hear some? Well, it's like just like when you took Spanish class and they were like, "Donde está la biblioteca?" And you're like, "Why do I need to know where the library is?"
You might have to use that,
Sure, maybe.
I used it yesterday.
Did you?
In Spanish. There was a man, he didn't speak any English, which blew me away, but that was cool. And so I was able to use my Spanish.
That's nice.
But then I realized I was looking for the bathroom. So I was like,
¿Dónde está el baño?
Yeah. I was like, ¿Dónde está el baño? And then he told me, el baño.
Yeah.
And then he told me, and then I looked at Cyrus and I was like, that was insane, because I feel so
18 years I've been waiting to do that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
but
for real.
Also I feel like a jackass
for real.
For being like, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
25 years. Yeah.
But Duolingo says things like his husband is not dead, he's hungry. Like weird stuff like that. And you're like, okay, I guess.
No, but like, you never know when you're going to need to use that.
Yeah.
Hey, he's not dead. He's hungry. Okay.
She doesn't like to swim on the airplane. She likes to cry.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh my God. But honestly, Cheddar, so relevant.
I know.
I don't like to swim on the airplane.
But what I can bear about Duolingo is like it has like a super neggy relationship.
Yes.
Like I use it.
It's nasty.
It's nice when it works, and even though I'm kind of crapping on it, it has really helped me learn how to speak Swedish, especially when we've been there. And
how would you say on a scale of 1 being like I know nothing to 10 being fluent?
Yeah.
Where would you say you're at?
I'm like a 5-year-old child.
You are. You're like a 5. Our Swedish friends have said, "Oh, you're like a 5-year-old."
Like I can keep up with I could read some books. I can understand it really well. I was able to order food and order.
Yeah, you did that really well.
Yeah, I was able. Yeah, I got by, and I confused a good amount of people, and I hear my accent's getting better.
Okay,
so
that's good.
But
I can understand a pretty decent amount of it, but I don't.
Duolingo's a good app, but what I will say is that it's super bro-y and super toxic in the sense that like what it does is it will just like text you out of nowhere. You'll just be sitting there and it's like, hey, you haven't practiced your Swedish? Like, what's up? And you're like, okay. And then you get rid of it and then it will email you. And it's like, time's almost up.
You're going to lose your 38-day streak. Do you really want to lose your 38-day streak?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, crap. And it's like 5 minutes. Just that's all it takes. And so I'm on it for 5 minutes. And then you'll miss a day because you're literally in Sweden at your cousin's wedding, actually practicing Swedish in real life. And it will just be like waiting, Or, or it'll be like, you'll go on and you missed a day. And it will be like, wah, 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 and like freeze over and just like, and then it will show you're like dropping places down.
This is nasty.
I know, because I think
this
in their
toxic.
Mind, they're like, oh, we're competing. And I'm like, I'm not competing. I'm just trying to learn how to do this. I don't know. They're like, Jeremiah just passed you. And I'm like, who the hell's Jeremiah?
Who the hell is Jeremiah?
Yeah. And then it shows some other guy's picture. So now I'm like trying to screw over Karen by learning
this
Duolingo.
Is toxic.
Yeah.
This is just putting people up against each other.
And it's just
this
like,
is that constant need of like, you got to keep up with this system
it's
that
so
they're
weird.
the ones creating.
So
this
even,
is toxic.
like literally, it's like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. And then it's like, bloop. You want to like get your New Year started right by like practicing
Duolingo. Get out of
like
here,
without
Duolingo.
missing a
wow.
beat. So I like Duolingo a lot.
Someone is the one behind that. Someone is the mastermind behind
someone
all
is
that
behind.
toxicity.
No, because somehow it doesn't go to any of my like everything else filters through spam, especially if it sends a lot. This one, it like jumps through. Like I'll have it on silent, like don't bother me. And then like I'll get like a telegram will show up and it's like, hey
Duolingo.
Like,
I'm a singing telegram. You gotta do your Duolingo. Oh my god.
Yeah. But anyways, I love it.
No, you don't.
I do like it. I like it.
But you wish it was like.
Can I just do one real quick? Actually.
Do you want to? Oh, I would love for you to try and do a Duolingo on this thing. All I'm saying, it does take so long. And I will say, being a partner of someone who has probably now 100 and something day streak of Duolingo, one of my favorite things to hear is just like, literally, I'll be in the other room and I'll just hear that woman's insane voice. And she's just like, Prost svenska, and she just talks the whole time. Did I just say cheese Swedish?
No, I don't know what you said like cheers in Dutch or German, Prost, and then you said Swedish.
All I'm saying is that like she has the creepiest little voice, and I'll just hear her in other rooms of our house, and she haunts the place in a totally different language I'm not learning. But then you'll repeat it back to her, and it's a very weird relationship that you guys have
but
together.
We're learning.
Yeah, but it's obviously I didn't know it was so toxic.
Yeah, it's broy.
Are you doing it now out of like
fear?
Yes.
No, I
learned Swedish.
No, I think the only reason I notice it is because it doesn't work on me. So I just find it like really annoying.
Wow.
Like no, because it's like, what are you gonna? You're an app.
You're an app. What are you gonna do to me?
and so I just like see it and I just like put it in that junk area.
But you do wish there was like a setting that you could do. Of
yeah,
like,
and
hey,
even I think I'm on the back off setting. I think I'm on like the lowest like don't bother
me
setting.
Alone.
But I like to use it when I use it, and I go through cycles and phases, and it's
proud of you.
Yeah. Anyways, but I just wanted to. Does anyone else have an app like that? Like I know some of my family members do like Candy Crush, and I know that I've never played that.
I played it,
but I know that has like some weird demonic.
It would get dark, and then it would also get like
if you want these rupee, you like you have to buy. Yeah,
it's the weird guilt that you're like you don't need to.
Yeah,
I have so many other things guilting me in my life.
Exactly.
I don't call my mother as much as I talk to you, Duolingo.
Yeah, my Swedish cousins are not mad that I'm not learning Swedish right now. We're hanging out, Duolingo. Chill out.
Leave us alone.
Why don't you learn some
manners?
Other
things. I'm trying to live in gratitude, you piece of shit.
I will say this. If anyone listens to this that works for Duolingo, I like Duolingo.
I doubt it.
I'd love to be sponsored by them.
That's enough, I think. But you can't do that. You can't say, this sucks, but also.
No, I didn't say that. I love the program. I said whoever is running the toxic ad guilt trip part, that I don't like that part, but the teaching and the lessons I do like.
Can you look into that main camera and give them your best, hey, here's your Duolingo ad?
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these kids are not French.
That's French they're
Remember
speaking.
that commercial, Muzzy?
I love that one.
So this is the only request I have for Duolingo, and I'm sure
Make it happen.
it's really hard to make these programs because someone has to like make the sentences and learn them and program them. But they have Esperanto on there, which is great for some, but that's a small
Whoever
audience.
wants to learn
They
Esperanto.
don't have American Sign Language, and
Yeah, you're right.
I've been wanting to learn sign language for a long time, and I have been learning here and there, but like there's not a Duolingo app for that I can find, and I've paid for some.
You have,
and they'll show you like words, but there's no structure, there's no building there. It's just like, who's just gonna learn words? Like I want to learn sentences, so
in the structure,
if anyone knows of any way I can find that, or if anyone watches Duolingo
classes or an app for ASL,
maybe that's my $1 million idea.
Mine is a tree burn.
I first have to learn tree burn, and then an ASL. I think this is good though.
I love this for
us.
us.
And at least it's good for
new
other
year,
people. New us.
And everyone's like, what were they, comedians? And we're like, but also we started a beautiful, wonderful festival, and this guy made an app.
Well, let's hop into some questiones.
You want some questiones?
Yeah.
A lot of people propositioned online. They were like, "Are you guys going to do other segments?" Like unbelievable was one of them. With some other multiple cheese puns. But I would like to put out into the universe. If you have an idea for a segment.
All right. Here is a question from Clev.
Clev.
What?
My best friend Clev.
But what celebrity is Weasel dating? We know about Jeremy. Who is Weasel dating?
Weasel's single, as we all know.
I mean, not everyone's dating a celebrity. Not
everyone can pull a celebrity. That's hard. It's like we said, it's hard to pull a celebrity. But we have talked a lot about, because I also got
Weasel's
messages that they were like, we hear Frank's voice, what's Weasel's voice?
Oh yeah.
And like we have both commonly agreed that it's Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Because he's so little and he's so weird looking. I'll hold him up to the camera so everyone can see. Look at him grumbling. Look at his little weird naked skin body. And then he just like, Jason Statham.
What are you doing? And he's like, put a blanket on me.
Put me down.
Yeah. Hey, put a blanket on me. I'm freezing.
Yeah.
And then he's always like really into Hot Meal Man. He's like,
oh my God, he's gorgeous.
He's gorgeous.
Look at his beautiful thighs and his gorgeous lips. Oh my God, what is that mouth?
Yeah. Weasel, you're grumbling too much.
Well, you're making fun of him.
Yeah, but I think his is obviously, because we'll do it every time where he's like,
feed me now, I'm starving.
I'm starving. Because he's kind of an asshole, but he's not. It's a cool smugness.
Yeah.
He does whatever he wants.
He'll still be really complimentary.
Yeah. He's a great guy, but he's just like, hey, listen in.
Hey, you.
Which doesn't really make any sense at all. But if you see him and you see his attitude, he fully is just like,
I'd like to have a treat, and I'd like to have it right now.
Yeah, because Jason Statham's always like very weird and mysterious. Like he's just on his own.
There's no mystery.
Yeah, that's Weasel.
Sometimes I pee when I sleep because of my deep relaxation and the fact that I'm 11 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a bachelor. Jason Statham,
single, ready to mingle. Jason Statham,
and
I
believe he's pansexual. Oh no, he's asexual. I would say.
Asexual, I would say. Yeah, we haven't seen anything.
No, but he likes to look.
Yeah,
he likes to talk about inappropriate.
Loves
things.
to inappropriately talk about. We often will say our own preferences through him. We'll be like,
"Oh my God, they're gorgeous!
Yeah,
look at him, he's gorgeous, hot mailman. He could put his letter in my box any day."
This is from.
Try to get a little pep in your
Thorntonson or Thornton.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
That was hard to listen to.
I don't get it.
This is for someone. This is hell.
She said,
Thorntonson.
How did you know you were each other's the one?
Ooh.
Love the pod. Thank you, Thorntonson.
Thank you, Thorntonson.
Yes.
As Thorntonson.
Yeah.
Thorntonson. Wow. Yeah. Honestly, you're right. That is horrible. I RIP headphone users. How do you have I have answers.
Yeah.
I was a sick kid, and I always talk about that, but I think part of it might get heavy. Sorry. Part of being sick your whole life is you don't actually know how long you're going to live. And that's like, that's a real, we've talked about this. That's a really weird reality that you're faced with, is that like your death is very imminent, whereas a lot of people don't think about it. And so oftentimes with relationships, I would really push people away, and I would get to a level where I'd be friends, obviously, and be like, you know, and I had relationships and boyfriends and everything past, but whenever it would get to that like very deep, intimate place, I would just be like, cool, and I'd keep people at bay because it was just very like uncomfortable for me. And also like you feel like you're preserving them from like, if something bad were to happen to you, you protected them from your death, from getting too close to you, from whatever.
For sure.
And you were the first person that I met that I was just sticking around. We were just having fun.
Yeah.
We were just like, we were just like hooking up and making out. And it was like we were in comedy school. We were just making each other laugh and having a good time and dating in between and smooching and everything. And but you were so, and it sounds aggressive, but really what it was is that like I tried multiple times to be like, I'm not gonna like, this is, I could feel like it was something like very deep because I never thought that I was anything but myself around you. And I think a lot of times like when you're like a kid that grows up with something like with being sick, you kind of tend to have to mask that you're like this miracle kid in certain situations, or you have to mask that everything's okay, or you have to like do that a lot. And especially in comedy, you have to like pretend to be certain things. And with you, I absolutely never felt like I was anything but myself. And I thought that was even so disarming, because I was like, I'd tell you secrets about myself and I'd be like, fuck, what was that? Like, I don't know how I did that and why I did that. It wasn't persistence. It was just more along the lines of like, I kept literally being like, I'm going to ignore him and then we'll see if it happens. And not like in a gameplay way, just in like I didn't want to get close to you because then I'd be close to you. Yeah. And you just were there.
There's a fear of
getting hurt, obviously.
On both ends too, because then in my mind, I'm like, well, she is another really pretty girl. You know, I could get hurt again. Sure. And so we were both kind of like feeling it out. But then one thing that my ex used to say is she would be like, you need to be with someone funny. You need to be with someone funny. No, because I would always try and be funny, and it just like, it wasn't working. But at that time, as I told you, like, I was just too kind of focused on whatever.
Making someone else happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then when we got together and we were genuinely laughing and genuinely just having a good time, yeah. I don't think there's a moment. There's just kind of like, well, I don't want to be with anyone else, and this is who I want to be
without this person.
Exactly. And
I thought about that. I was like, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be a day without this person.
It's not a joke, but it's like, do you want to be with your best friend forever and get to sleep with them? And do you find them attractive? And you're like, yes.
And hey,
get to sleep with them.
Yeah. Then you're like, great. I find them attractive. Yes. Do I want to sleep with them? Yes. Are they your best friend? Yes. Are they funnier than anyone else in the world? Yes. I mean, I definitely lucked out, and I know that.
There was multiple times that like you'd go away and do something, you'd film something, you'd do these, and I'd be so devastated, and I'd be like, what is this feeling of like not wanting to be without this, like losing my mind over not being with this person? And I was like, oh crap, that means that like, I had like before you, I had like a touring boyfriend that was a musician that like he'd go away and I'd be like, finally. But I'm saying the question of when did I know that person was the one? I agree with you. There was never really a moment where I was like, oh my God, this is it.
Yeah.
It was a continuous journey of like having moments throughout my day that I was like, oh, I wanted to share that with him. Being sad, like
looking forward to coming home and telling you stories.
Or like looking forward to like calling you at the end of the day and telling you those things, or like if I couldn't get a hold of you at the end of the day, I was so sad, and I was like, oh, what is that feeling? And then for you especially, being like, I tried multiple times to push you away, and you literally like, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna hang out in whatever capacity I can hang out with you.
But I feel like you did that too to me, like where you're like, so what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I'm like,
you did.
I'd be like, I don't know right now. I'm just trying to figure it out. And you're like, all right,
cool.
And then I'm like, yeah. And so you didn't push me, I didn't push you, and it happened.
You continuously are that with me. You're continuously like patient with me. You're continuously like, I mean, but we both are. But I'm saying like you're continuously there being like, hey, I'm just gonna fucking love you like crazy, and you whatever you wanna do that too, that'd be dope.
You get out of it what you put in.
That's the truth. Was there a moment in which I knew you were the one?
Probably
Do you have it?
On our wedding day.
Could you imagine? You're like, all right,
I gotta go.
You're right. No, you're right. We should get
married.
Well,
no, when you stand in front of everyone and you do your vows and you get married, that's when for me I was like, this person's 1000% serious. Then after we got married, I just really was able to just kind of be like, all right, I don't care who owes who about the couch. Like I don't care who. It's all our stuff.
It's all our stuff. It's all our
and
things.
I don't know. For me, that really let me go like full relax. Like this is now my person forever.
And you got to continuously say, my wife.
For like 6 years.
At least 6 years. At least.
I still do it.
At least
once in a
the
while.
first 18 months was full of my wife.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's been awesome.
There wasn't a moment that you knew I was the one?
Oh,
the whole moment?
I've never been confident enough in anything to be like, that's when I first saw you and I was like, wow, she's really attractive. I really think she's funny and I love her. I wasn't able to go, that's the one. Like some guys in these movies, they'll just like, I'm going to stalk that woman until I get her.
Sight, yada, yada.
So if I look back on it, love at first sight for sure. Did I know you were the one? I was hoping that you could be.
There was a moment where you were being a very nice. We were going to the same place. It was the same bar. We were driving to the same bar. You had texted me. You were like, I'm at this bar with a bunch of our friends. And I was like, all right. Still in the like hangout phase of like yada, yada. And then you were being a very nice guy and walking one of our female friends to her car. Yeah. And I thought I was driving and I saw you and I thought you were leaving. I thought you were like leaving the bar. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm too late. He's leaving the bar. And I got like, what's the opposite of butterflies? I don't, cockroaches in my stomach.
Anger.
I got like,
pit.
I get like a pit in my stomach. And then that was one of those moments where I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I like him. And like, I really like him. And like, if I saw that and I like, my heart skipped a beat, which is very dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
No, but I literally was like, oh shit, like, oh no.
I brought you home to one Passover dinner, and like it was the first time you were there, and you were hilarious and gorgeous, offending everybody on accident.
It's just not wasn't my intention.
I don't eat the fish. I'm not eating the
gefilte fish. I will stand by is one of the gnarliest foods that has ever graced the planet, and I think there are dozens of people that would agree with me.
I'm sure there's more than dozens, but. It's all about the horseradish. No, but my aunt, my cousin, my mom, and my sister and my grandma all took me aside separately without talking to each other on the first day, and they're like, "Yeah, lock this one up. Let's do it."
They did.
Yeah, they were in, and then I was like, "Holy crap! They've never been so confident. Maybe I should really consider like." I was already obsessed, but I thought it was too good to be true.
Your grandma's a hard win. She was a hard win.
No, she was like, "Hey, I know she's a shiksa, but you got my blessing."
Someone said that they missed the hypotheticals, and I agreed with them.
Yes.
So I found this one that I really wanted to ask Delman.
Yes.
If your sheets had to be made of deli meats, what meat would you want them to be made of?
What?
Yeah, it's a simple question. If your sheets had to be made out of deli meats, what meat would you want them to be made of? God, this is a nightmare. I'm trying to think of it. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not good. Maybe turkey. I don't know.
Sure.
It's kind of cold. That's like cold. You want to keep it cold.
But if it gets hot, it's going to be a stinky, weird deli meat.
Ugh.
You're not going to want to go salami. So greasy.
No.
You're not going to want to go like
and steak would
bologna.
Just be so heavy. But that's kind of a weighted blanket. I wouldn't mind a weighted.
Nice little steak blanket.
Ooh. Yeah, steak sack.
But
maybe you're like in the womb. It might feel womb-like.
What's the cook on that?
I'm thinking raw.
Hurl.
I don't know.
That's like trichinosis.
All of this is hurl.
No, you got to pick one.
All right.
You have to pick one. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, what is it?
Mine's bologna.
Yeah, that seems like the least meat.
The most blanket like.
I think
sure,
they're pretty
it's gross,
they're
but
they're
it's
closely
processed.
related, I think.
Yeah.
Sheet and bologna. Not far up.
They
Two different choices.
No one can have like an open wound. This is going to get gross. And then I'm like, am I changing this bologna sheet we have a Google Calendar to change our sheets every week or so.
I watched one documentary and I'm changing sheets a lot.
Changing sheets a lot. Am I changing this? Like how much? And then like think about like the price of deli meat. I mean, inflation is sky high, everyone. Yeah. So the price of deli meat is going through the roof.
Yeah.
How many pounds of deli meat are we doing to get a full sheet?
I don't know. I don't want to think about the logistics.
You have to. Delman.
You didn't say I had to build the sheet. I'm just getting the sheet, right?
Delman,
I'm not the tailor of the sheet.
This is not how this. You have to.
Why am I doing this?
Because
is it a curse or is it like why do I have to do it?
Because
is it for $1 million?
Sure. No, you don't get money.
What is this?
That's a hypothetical. That's how it.
Okay. If someone just gives me a sheet, but I have to pick, I don't have to make the sheet.
It has to be made out of deli meat.
That's fine, but I don't have to make it myself.
No.
We just get this sheet of meat.
You're just gonna get a sheet.
Okay, then I guess prosciutto. It's very sheet-like.
Very thin.
Yeah.
Very thin.
Don't really need. It's like it's barely on there. It just feels like another layer of skin.
It just is a skin sheet.
A skin sheet.
I don't.
And you can gnaw on it sometimes.
No, I'm way more on board.
And I think it can stay out.
Please don't gnaw on your prosciutto sheet.
Hey, babe, come to bed.
Prosciutto sheet?
It's my prosciutto sheet.
This prosciutto isn't going to sheet itself.
I'm sticking with prosciutto.
That's disgusting. I'm sticking with bologna. Because at very least, I know that it's not going to be a very expensive sheet. We've got a queen-size bed.
Yeah.
Just saying, bologna's my answer.
Disgusting.
Prosciutto is your disgusting answer.
Right. All right.
I can't think of any other deli meat that would do any justice.
Yeah. That's great.
That's a really good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I love that hypothetical.
All right.
And I'm going to open it up.
Well.
Hey, answer in the comments or message us or tweet at us.
Yeah.
If you have thought deeper about what sheet deli meat.
Yeah.
What deli meat you would make your sheets out of, please let us know in the comments down below or in the Twitter sphere.
Or you don't have to.
You know what? You don't have to run space in your head about it because we've already answered it perfectly. Yeah. Prosciutto and bologna.
That's it.
We love you.
We love you too. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything.
We'll see you next week.
Tell your friends.
Oh, tell your friends. Tell your loved ones.
Tell your loved ones.
Tell your grandma.
Tell your grandma.
And then send all your love to Jeremy
Renner.
Send all
your love. And some people were like, we've been getting some emails, and it's funny because they'll be like, I don't know how big they think this operation is, but I don't want to ruin it for a lot of them. But they'll be like, and now I don't even think Lee is reading this.
I read them all.
Lee reads them. I'm reading them. Normally, I'll read them first, and then I'll send them to Lee. Yeah. So let us know. Give us hypotheticals. Send us questions.
Oh, please give
participate
us
because the more you give us, the more we can give you back.
We love it too.
Because if you don't, she's just gonna keep giving me really weird hypotheticals about what.
If you were required by law to get a full body tattoo, what would you get tattooed over your entire body?
Wow, I would probably just get like clothes, like what I'm wearing right now. And just be like, yeah, gotcha. How's it going?
It's a shirt. Some nice jeans.
Yeah, some nice.
What if your tattoo shirt goes out of style?
I'll just put a real shirt on top of it.
Okay. It's not a bad idea.
They're like, you took it too practical. What about you?
A tattoo hat and everything?
Do I need a hat?
I do like a really beautiful like Gustav Klimt on my body to where I looked like I was like my own mosaic or my own like beautiful tile or, I'd turn it into art.
Yeah.
You'd have clothes.
I'd have clothes. and if they're like, you can't do clothes, there's a rule.
Oh my God, you could tattoo your beard on your face finally.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be great. I wouldn't have to worry about balding because I have it. It just tattooed me. But like the cartoon version of me. If I close my eyes, there's the eyes. They're there. But if they don't let me get away with that, I'd say full reptile. Yep. Full body, just I'm a reptile.
What
Scales.
reptile?
I'm thinking iguana. And then I would just like wait to just troll people. And like, like in Florida when it gets too cold and the iguanas fall out of the tree, I would hide in one of those trees. And
Your life is changing.
So like one iguana falls. Oh, that's weird too. Then a man that's
tattooed
as an iguana. Me too.
Gotcha.
And the guy,
It was a lie.
yeah. And the guy's like, what?
Are you nude, sir?
No, well, technically.
I'm an iguana.
Yeah. Let me shed my skin. Do iguanas shed their skin?
I think so.
Yeah.